always good to get together with an old friend, and that's as true of cars as it is of humans. Now, it's been almost 6 months since I first encountered Peugeot's 3008, and that was in the open plains and deserted roads of Namibia. 6 months later, Peugeot's introduced an automatic gearbox version, and that's been a good reason to bring the car back into the testing fold. Certainly promises to be an enjoyable encounter. The 3008 represents Peugeot's first foray into true crossover territory. It's a vehicle that looks big and imposing from the outside, promising the kind of space and versatility one would expect of a crossover vehicle. The 3008 1.6 THP Auto looks exactly like all the other members of the 3008 family, and admittedly it's a shape that takes some getting used to. It's a typical MPV, quite boxy with an aggressive front end, a very tall roofline and an abrupt rear. But this is a vehicle that you shouldn't judge by its cover. Those big dimensions offer a lot of space, and once you're behind the wheel it doesn't feel bulky at all. That's because the Peugeot isn't your average MPV, but a crossover with multiple talents. It may feel more hatch than MPV to drive, but it also has the raised ride height and scuff plates usually associated with an SUV. And in terms of interior, the spacious and practical MPV traits prevail. The styling details are attractive and distinctive enough to set it apart from the norm. The big gaping grille confirms the 3008's brand identity in no uncertain terms, while the bold headlights, triangular taillight clusters and chromed accents add visual interest. A large tailgate allows easy access to the cargo compartment, while the alloy wheels add a sporty contemporary touch. In overall terms, it's a vehicle that's unusual enough to turn heads. Peugeot has been putting a lot of effort into its interiors of late, not only in terms of ergonomics and comfort, but also as far as tangible quality is concerned. And the 3008 is one of the first vehicles to benefit from this new emphasis. The result is a cabin that's smart and spacious. It's also comprehensively equipped with a long list of standard features that includes a decent sound system with multiple speakers, climate control, remote central locking, tinted glass, a trip computer and more. Glossy surfaces and restrained brightwork add further luster. The leather upholstery contributes an air of luxury too. There's plenty of space front and rear, while the two-piece tailgate ensures convenient access to a large cargo area that also hosts the spare wheel. Powering this particular Peugeot 3008 is a 1.6 litre high-pressure turbo engine producing 115 kilowatts of maximum power and 240 newton meters of torque. It's not an unfamiliar engine to us because it's also used in the 308 range. But what is different about this car is the gearbox, which is now an automatic, and not just an automatic gearbox which also offers sequential manual shifting. In performance terms, the 3008 Auto is a lot friskier than you would expect. The sub-11 second 0 to 100 time is sprightly for a vehicle this big, and the 202 km/h top speed is impressive too. On the move, progress is swift and effortless, even with a full load on board. The 3008 might look big and bulky and ponderous, but in fact the driving experience is quite the opposite. The 1600 turbo engine is lively, so acceleration is brisk and response right on the dot. The suspension is taut, so handling is much better than you'd expect. And in terms of the automatic gearbox, nice smooth shifts in the automatic mode, but if you really want to get involved with this car, you need to drive it in sequential manual mode. In that manual mode, gear shifts are both smooth and surprisingly rapid, with an incisive shift action that is a far cry from normal auto boxes. But we were disappointed by the absence of shift paddles, which would make swapping gears in manual mode so much more convenient and involving. Instead, you have to use the gear shift lever. Right now, the 3008 is Peugeot's most underrated car. Those blunt and boxy looks seem to intimidate a lot of buyers, and there's also a perception that Peugeot's service levels are low and its service costs are high. But that said, when you drive this vehicle, when you actually get in behind the wheel, the experience is completely and utterly positive. The Peugeot 308 combines the best attributes of a hatchback and an MPV in a single satisfying motoring package that gets most things right, and that makes it the perfect family vehicle. Don't be fooled by the small capacity engine. The 308's turbo drivetrain has plenty of pep, ensuring nimble dynamics while keeping fuel costs down. The result is a vehicle with a strong hand of positive features, including space, performance and handling, but the boxy shape can give would-be buyers the wrong impression.